It often feels when it comes to working in the kitchen, but he was perplexed by a rare sight, a totally empty kitchen area. He sensed something wasn't quite right, because while he couldn't see anyone, he could feel the sickly burning sensation in the back of your neck and head that you only feel when you know someone or something is watching you. Assuming the worst, he pulled out his phone to record as he ran for the nearest exit, but what he ended up catching was not a maniac in a mask or a knife. Nor was it a homeless person looking for shelter, or even an animal who had stumbled in by chance. No, he caught something so mind-bogglingly terrifying that all he could do was watch while he quivered. Talk about skeleton stuff. The ladle is being moved around the bowl as though someone is stirring. While this is possible to fake using string, it would be pretty difficult to make it go around in such a smooth circle, right? There's also nowhere for anyone to hide, really. For the pots to be moved with strings, which seems to be the most obvious conclusion to draw, people would have to be situated above the kitchen. So where are they? Strapped to the ceiling? Most likely not. So what the hell is going on?
This little girl was reaching for that much-needed cup of mid-play juice, but she didn't even get time to enjoy it before she realized that playtime was only just starting. As we know, getting kids to cooperate with you well enough to make a convincing video, in general, is difficult. Let alone getting them to pretend they're really scared. Even the snowflakes, who are already scared of their own shadow. You could say that it was one of her parents pulling a harsh prank. But think about it. She was stood directly in front of a sharp corner, and when she was dragged backwards, there was no regard for her head. If it were her parents, surely they would be more careful with how they handled her. So what was it that grabbed that poor girl?
You've almost definitely had one of those days at work where everything is stressing you out, the workload is up to your eyeballs, and you didn't get enough sleep to tackle either of those tasks. That's what happened to this office worker. So they decided to take advantage of the enclosed nature of their office cubicle to rest their eyes for a few hours. But someone, or something, had other ideas. kind of spirit would push a work phone right under a sleeping person's nose. The hard fallout of the chair means that this video is either real, a prank done by other workers, or this person is really committed to the bit. Because you wouldn't throw yourself onto the floor that hard unless there was a reason, right? Could it be the spirit of some busybody manager? Or is the vibration setting way too high on that phone and it's somehow made its way right under this person's nose? Whatever it was, it's not the most ideal wake-up call.
When these guys trotted into an old abandoned house to film a scary video, they expected to hear some creaks, maybe see a few shadows out of the corners of their eyes, but nothing crazy. When they first set foot inside the house and felt the complete twisted absence of any peace or happiness, that's when they realized they had probably bitten off more than they could chew. The first piece of the puzzle were things left behind in the seemingly desolate house.
गोबर है ना यार, ये एक मिनट सामने ये दिखाइएगा, ये पंप के नीचे ये देखें गोबर, ये जिन्नात की ग़िज़ा है। यार मैंने साफ देखा चांद भाई, तो मैंने साफ देखा यार यहाँ ये तो जैसे बहुत सारे परिंदे जो हैं जी वो इधर। ये जो हमें चीज मुझे समझ नहीं आई, कुछ ताबीज पड़े हैं क्या है, कुछ कपड़े पड़े हैं यहाँ पर। ये मुझे तो ऐसे ही लग रहा है देखने से उनके अंदर कोई ताबीज वगैरह बांधे हों। और यहाँ पर उनका बताना ये भी है जी कि कुछ आग जलते हुए भी यहाँ पर देखी है उन्होंने। यहाँ से ये दिखाइएगा जी, ऊपर से मुकम्मल बंद है, वहाँ पर भी जालियाँ, इधर भी जालियाँ लगी हुई हैं, ये दरवाजा है इधर।
The cow dung and the big pile of feathers suggest that people have been bringing animals into the house. And the books and clothes suggest someone has been living there. It's all very unsettling. Why is there a pile of basically dead birds, the excrement of a cow, and some tattered stuff lying in a tiny compartment that looks like someone tried to set it on fire? There might have been some sort of ritual conducted in that very house. The guys seem to notice that something is trying to trap them as they begin to ask questions. And this happened.
यार ये देखें तो सही था क्या हाल है। और यहाँ पर आपने बदबू चेक की, कितनी है बदबू? ओए चांदी ओए, अल्लाह अकबर, अल्लाह अकबर। यार ये तो ताबीज़ नहीं थे जान भाई जो मैंने आपको बताया है। बिल्कुल आंखों के सामने यार, एकदम से वहाँ पे आग जल गई, तो कहना सही था। अल्लाह अकबर।
So, something caught on fire, right in the creepy shrine-like segment of the house, while the guys tried to ask any potential spirits questions. Sounds occult as all hell, and then, just as quickly as it started, the fire goes out completely.
इधर वो एकदम से आग भड़की है यार। लेकिन ये कमल ताबीज़ जो थे वो जल गए हैं।
They spend a bit longer wandering around and jumping at any bumps or bangs. But just as it begins to encroach on the witching hour, the biggest paranormal punch in the face comes out of nowhere for them both.
इसकी जो एनर्जी वो कैफियत हो रही है इससे क्या हुआ क्या है एक जगह से बाहर चल गया
Did you see that? Just like an invisible force held him up, way higher than he can even jump. Of course, after this insane levitation experience, they ran out of the building, where he explained that he felt something jump on top of him and begin to grasp at his throat. From the strange object strewn about the lone flame, and then the attempted possession. This definitely seems like something occult is lurking inside the house, trying to trap and possess anyone who enters. The guys felt a bit more on edge than normal after that, so decided to set up a camera in the same room and leave it there for a bit. But their final piece of footage made their blood run cold. It's like it's almost toying with us, letting everyone know that it knows we're watching.
Imagine packing your luggage, ready to explore the most beautiful places in the world, and probably checking some things off your bucket list by visiting all your dream locations, only to decide to see the most secluded areas alone at stupid o'clock. Well, that's the deal of the lady you're about to watch. This is one of those days when she explored Japan after midnight all by herself.
Y la leí completa y al final decía eso, sí, que se te va a aparecer. Personalmente jamás se me apareció, amigos. Entonces, tampoco creo como mucho en eso. Amigos, estaba en este callejón y vi como alguien asomarse de la ventana y me sacó un pedote. O sea, pudo haber sido una persona real, obvio, pero no sé, qué casualidad que justo cuando estoy hablando de esto aparece ahí alguien. No lo sé, amigos. Ya estoy viendo cosas. Pero bueno, el punto es que, pues, esta es la historia de este espíritu, que por cierto, aquí se les llaman yokai, específicamente a los que te quieren hacer daño, digamos, a los espíritus malignos.
After spending a couple of weeks in Japan, this YouTuber, not Zara, thought it was wise to talk about the various Japanese urban legends, questioning if they held water as she walked through the streets alone. It starts off pretty well, until she gets this feeling that someone is watching her from a window. From there, her senses heightened, and things got pretty intense, fast.
Esta creo que no. O sea, hay unas que me suena que podría ser, pero esta se me hace como muy así de que... No lo sé, Rick, parece falso. Pero bueno, ay, hace mucho frío, amigos. Bueno, es que no es la 1 de la mañana, ¿no? También yo. También hay un... Hay como... ¿Vieron eso? Hay como una sombra atrás de mí, pero como que siento que se está acercando más rápido a mí.
Midway through her video, she notices this figure walking briskly towards her before mysteriously going poof. Coincidentally, she was just talking about a ghost believed to lurk the streets at night called Rokaru Kabai. So, we can understand her paranoia. And when she thought her night couldn't get spookier, this happens.
que la vas a poder ver así como rápido, por el rabillo del ojo, por como de reflejo, en reflejos de espejos, superficies. Vaya. Oye, escuché como pasos. A ver, yo estoy en la bañera, compadre. Yo no. Ok. Oye, no hay nadie, o sea, de que literal no. O sea, no hay nadie. Anyways, como les decía.
She hears approaching footsteps, and she turns to see who or what it is. She sees nothing. But did you notice how her hair got blown by the wind as she turned? At that moment, she was sharing the ritual rites of summoning a ghost who was believed to stalk whoever summoned it, although she claimed to have omitted some parts of the ritual, because she had inadvertently invoked this spirit on herself. Well, this is where it gets bizarre.
Que repetirlo, tienes que volver a meterte a la bañera a la misma hora, hacer los mismos pasos, decir otra vez su nombre 3 veces y entonces así el fantasma va a entender qué es eso. Una persona que está como parada bien raro y está viendo hacia acá. Güey. O sea, no se mueve. No se mueve. ¿Por qué no se mueve?
She encounters something or someone dressed in an all-black bodysuit, trying to light a cigarette. However, this figure has an eerie feeling, as it doesn't move or flinch on a cold night. And when she zoomed in on the image, this person or thing seemed to have an elongated face. Did she get more than what she bargained for on this trip by meddling with the superstitions, supernatural entities of a foreign land? Or was she just being paranoid and her mind playing tricks on her? You be the judge.
This next video was sent to us by one of you guys. It came with little to no context as well, making it all the more unsettling. The footage appears to be taken from a couple's bedroom. The wife seems to have woken up from strange noises coming from the living room. Not wanting to wake her husband, for God knows why, she instead arms herself with a phone to go and see what it could have been. And what she captured was a paranormal cocktail that will leave you gasping. As she rises from the bed, she turns towards the living room and spots something ghostly right by the door before it pounces and knocks her to the ground. While the clip might come off as being too good to be true, given how fully formed the apparition was, let's not be too quick to put this down as a fake video. Because what if she had encountered something sinister that night? We can't say for sure why she was attacked by a malevolent spirit. There's always a possibility that something genuinely sinister was caught on camera that day. But what do you think? Real ghost sighting? Or another great piece of spooky entertainment? Let us know in the comments.
On a night thick with darkness, a lone man steps into an abandoned home, his flashlight flickering like it might give up at any second. The place is a wreck, walls crumbling, debris everywhere. The air feels heavy, almost like the house is pressing in on you the moment he stepped inside. There's this suffocating silence, like the whole place is holding its breath, just waiting, feeling the dread settling in. He starts to pray, his shaky voice like it's his last line of defense against whatever's hiding in those shadows.
في أحد في المكان؟
As he moves deeper into the house, the silence gets even heavier, almost crushing. He calls out, his voice echoing through the empty rooms. But there's nothing, no reply, and in a place like this, that kind of silence isn't comforting. It's a red flag that something is very, very wrong.
هنا أرهب موقف داخل. هنا في أحد؟ لا إله إلا الله، الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم.
He carefully makes his way up the stairs. There's nothing visible, but you can feel it. The air around him is thick with unease. Sensing something's off, he starts praying again, like he's trying to shield himself from whatever unseen force might be lurking nearby. Then, everything goes pitch black. The only light is coming from the door at the other end of the room. A faint beacon in the darkness, but as the camera zooms in, you see it, movement at the far end at 4:43. Something or someone is there. The fear is off the charts, with this unknown presence making its first chilling appearance.
وأنتم الضعفاء. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه إلا بإذنه. Ready? الله القوي وأنتم ضعفاء.
Suddenly, a metal door starts shaking violently on its own, rattling in the eerie silence. Mustering up some courage, he opens it, only to find nothing. The doors, while shaking, and the emptiness behind it just add another layer to the mystery of what's really going on in this haunted place.
لا 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 خلاص 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 أبي أطلع أنا أبي أطلع هاي تقفل علي لا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إخواني خواتي ربي يسعدكم أخاف يتقفل علي الباب أقسم بالله يتقفل ما عاد ينفتح حديد هذا ربي يسعدكم استودعتكم الله الذي لا تضيع دعواتكم في حفظ الرحمن ورعايته وفي أمان الكريم.
Finally, the dude had enough. The atmosphere, the creepy happenings, it's all just too much. He makes the call to get out of there, leaving the house and whatever dark forces are lurking inside. As he steps out, you can't shake off the lingering dread, wondering what might have happened if he stuck around just a bit longer.
This guy thought he was in for an easy night, just keeping an eye on the CCTV at Sandroke Cemetery. But after just a few brief minutes of chilling, something caught his eye that sent chills down his spine. Let's take a watch. It could just be a camera glitch. But why does only one figure look ghostly while the other two appear perfectly normal under the same lighting? Maybe it really is a technical issue. Or maybe, just maybe, it's one of the cemetery's long-lost souls wandering in front of the camera.
When this loyal family moved into their new home, they thought they were living the dream, until they realized they stepped straight into a nightmare. At first, it all seemed fine, but then the house started showing its true colors. It began innocently enough, furniture shifting slightly, doors opening by themselves, and shelves acting like they had a mind of their own. Imagine waking up and finding your favorite chair scooted a few inches closer to the TV, like it's trying to catch up on your favorite show. But those little quirks soon turned into something much darker. One day, the house went dead silent. Then came a loud noise, like the kitchen window being scraped open. The wife, feeling that something was seriously off, because, let's be real, it's never a good sign when your house starts pulling its stunts on its own, knew they had to check it out. Smartly, they brought the phone camera along. Here's what they caught on tape.
What was it you saw?
I don't know, I saw something in the kitchen move. I don't know what it was, but it just seemed strange.
Yeah, but it's probably just the window's open. I thought I saw something the other night, and there's just that crossbreed from the window and the balcony.
Keep the camera open because I swear I saw. Here, give me the camera. Oh my God, what the? Oh God.
Please, we just get out.
No. Let's get it out of here.
Determined to get to the bottom of this chaos, they set up a camera in the spot where the weirdest stuff kept happening. For hours, nothing. The family probably started thinking, maybe the house isn't so bad after all. But just when they thought it was safe to go back to normal life, the phenomenon decided it was time for the spotlight. Watch what went down. The freaking suitcase didn't just open, it flung itself open and shut like an extra hungry Pac-Man. Whatever's going on here, one thing's for sure. Suitcases aren't supposed to move on their own like this. Or are they?
Imagine this. You're in the hospital, ready to go home after your late night shift, when you hear a scream out of nowhere. What's your first instinct? To pull up the camera and start recording for evidence, of course. Just in case. But after a while, nothing happens, so you get out of there and go home. During a chat with your partner already in bed, that moment comes to your mind, and you decide to show him the footage. Only for him to point something out. Something you didn't notice, but is now sending a chill right down to your socks.
Loco, que vi a alguien pasar. ¡Ey! Váyanse de aquí, ahorita va a prender un incienso. Se les acabó el chistecito.
What the hell is that? It's not moving, but it's there, staring toward the person filming, waiting for the right moment to do whatever creepy-ass shadow dudes do. Would you go back to work the next day? No chance.